Hey there. Welcome to Old Rascals Garage. The reason we call it Old Rascals is because that's all me and my dad are. I'm almost 60. He's dang near 80. We're down here in central Alabama where the weather can't make his mind up what he wants to do. One day it's 75, the other day it's 15. Go figure that. Anyway, this is our first video showing you our channel and our junk, stuff we fool with. We got an old 41 Ford there that we put an 03 Mustang motor and transmission and rear end in it, 4.6 motor out of a 03 Mustang. I had it sitting out there in the yard with an old Fusion, and we took the inside out of it and are starting to retrofit it in this car. There's the dash, the seats. We already pretty much had it in and out of there 100 times. You see how we're doing the back seat, how we're doing the inside. You know, we're just taking what we had, a bunch of junk out there in the yard, and we just said, you know what, instead of getting rid of it, why don't we just put it all in this old 41 here.
We'll go ahead and spray these old brackets. These are for a 41 Ford running board brackets. I'm going to go ahead and, while it's not too cold out today, put a little primer on them, and I got them all sanded down there a little bit. Put a little primer on them, let that be curing a little bit. It's something I wanted to do. I've been thinking about it. And we'll get a little coat of primer on them things, let them try to slow the old rust down on them a little bit. Give them a little coat of Rust-Oleum here.
Priming them up.
Yeah. Figured get something started on them here. I had them on my mind about painting them. I finally found them, and I want to go ahead and get a coat of primer on them. Try to slow the process down a little bit here.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about hurting that square body. You can throw a house in it.
But yeah, they're good and straight, and I just cleaned them up a little bit there. They not a show vehicle, it's just one old thing we're gonna ride around and cruise around in.
I heard that. How long have you had that old 41 Ford?
Oh Lord, let's see, that thing, I think I towed it back when I was in business, towing business. I towed it for a friend of mine. He owned a body shop. I'd say it was back in the 80s, probably in the 80s, I guess. It was in an old barn out in the country. He got it from some guy. I towed it to his shop, and he put it back there in the back of the shop. Then back in 2004 or 5, he closed his shop up. And I was pulling some stuff for him, and he told me, he said, I got an old Ford that I need to sell, get rid of, if anybody's interested in it. I said, what kind is it? And he said, old 41 Ford. He said, well, by the way, you pulled that thing for me. I said, well, when was that? And he said, it's been a while. So I made a deal with him, got it, took it home, put it in the old garage out there, and just never fooled with it. And we tore it down, took the old motor, had an old flathead motor in it, and got it run. We tried to crank it. We got it cranked. I took the motor out. I said, one of these days I'll put me a V8 in it.
Yeah.
So one day I got a wild hair here, and got it out there and put it in my old garage. I was fooling around with it. We decided to fix the frame on it and everything. Got it fixed. Everything's signed up and found an old Mustang at a scrap yard.
Yeah, I remember we had that old Mustang drug in here.
Took that thing out and I said, heck, that'd be a good motor. Fuel injection. So I ain't never fooled with fuel injection. I said, I'm going to give it a try. And we started fooling with it, and then we've done a lot of work on it. Finally, I got it wired up. I couldn't even pay nobody to wire it up. Fuel injection. I didn't know nothing about fuel injection.
Nobody will fool with that, man.
So he took a friend of mine at Ford played, and he wouldn't even fuss. I'd pay you to fix it. I mean, I don't know nothing about that crap. And finally, I told one guy about it, and he said, I think you got it. I said, do a little bit more to it. You figure it out. And me and my son, we got a hold of it. We figured it out. Next thing I know, he come in one day, and I was sitting. He said, "What you been doing?" I said, "I don't know. Messing with that old car there, that old Mustang, motor and everything." And I said, "Hey, go over and turn the key on it. See what that sounds like." He said, "Turn the key," and he cranked it. It cranked right up. He said, "How'd you do that?" I said, "I don't know. I just tried it. It cranked."
Started running wires, and it come out of a 2003 Mustang, didn't it?
Yeah.
4.6.
Mustang GT.
Transmission and rear end too.
So another friend of ours, he come over and we got started. So we put the Mustang rear end, Mustang transmission, motor. And we tried to use the front end, but it was too wide, so I had to order a kit, a Mustang 2 kit, and put under it, and everything that started going together, and I got it wired and got it running. We're just doing pieces now, trying to get it ready to go. We got using the Mustang wheels, disc brakes, everything. So here we are, just trying to put it back together because it had a lot of pieces for it. It was all disassembled, so we having to find pieces that he give me in boxes and everything. We're about to figure it out. One of these days we'll have her going.
We'll show some pictures of it.
And we'll have some live pictures here and you see what all we've done. I'm real pleased with it. If you're happy, everybody's happy. My wife always said that, "Are you ever going to finish one of them old cars or something I'm working on?" I said, "Yeah, why?" She said, "Well, you might be running out of time, so you might want to do something." I said, "Yeah, you got a point there." And we got some more projects. We got a couple old Novas there. I got a 70 over there and a 75 here I got going, and we got an old wrecker. Off on the other part of the lot over there, we got a Corvette, and I got a 65 short wheelbase step side truck in the garage that we're gonna trying to get started on it too. I got done a little to it, but I hadn't done much in a while. So this is something we like to do. We like to tinker with this stuff, and we got this old truck here that old square body here. A friend of mine had it, and he brought a bunch of parts off of it, and he's building him a 4-wheel drive. So he sold his house, so he had to move. So he said, "Y'all can have that old truck." So we've robbed some pieces off of it, and got another friend of mine. He said he needed the cab off of it. I said, "Hey, come get it. You can have it." So waiting on him to come move this thing. So I decided it's pretty today. I decided to get out and just enjoy the sunshine. It's kind of cool, but got to do what you got to do. So that's about it for today. So I'm gonna prime these in, get them painted after a while, and hang them up in the garage, and we'll be ready when we get ready to put them on. Let that dry a little bit, and then we'll flip them over and paint the other side and see what it feels like in about an hour or so, and come back out here and spray them and let them lay here in the sun. Got to get them some of that free oven paint dry. Yeah.